Hi, I'm Pastor Linda, and I'm going to try to present a children's sermon to you this week, the 20th Sunday of Pentecost, church being on September 20th. I say try because I've been interrupted by phone calls and a cat jumping on my lap and all sorts of other things. But one of those phone calls was a call from my bonus granddaughter, Charlie, and she asked me to come over and help her make slime. So you might see me sparkle here and there because it was sparkly slime. In the course of our playing and making this wonderful stuff, she told me that she had failed her first math test. And instead of being really sad and forlorn, and she's very matter of fact about it because she said, I have a lot to learn. She just started third grade and she doesn't know how to do long division, or what I used to call long division, but she's going to learn it now in the third grade. I bring Charlie up and her failings, if you will, because the Old Testament lesson about Jonah and even the story of the workers in the vineyard talk about people who expect some things and sometimes expect more because they're looking out for the other guy and they don't understand why that person gets to be saved from death, like Jonah and all those people in Nineveh, and why the workers that came to work for only an hour and those who worked all day long got the same pay. Well, the reason that they're all upset is because they're comparing themselves to another person, what they could do or what they didn't do, or what that person thought they should do. And you know what? As human beings, we do that a lot. We look at somebody else and we think, oh, I'm not as good as that person in chemistry. Oh, wow, they're prettier than I am. Or somebody owns a fancier car than I do. We tend to look outside ourselves to see the good. And in this story, that isn't really true. Instead, we need to realize that God loves us for being ourselves. And I think Charlie kind of realized that. It didn't matter that she didn't do well on this math test, and it doesn't make the future any different in that she's going to try harder to do better because she knows she's got something to learn, and that's to be applauded. Jonah, too, he had a lot of life lessons to realize that God's grace is for all people as well as himself. And it makes no difference that he's a Jew and there's something else, but God loves us all. One of the best lessons I ever learned was, oh, goodness, a long time ago. First year in college, I wrote a paper, and those were the days where I used typewriters, and it was double spaced, and it looked really nice, and it was an okay, decent paper. And this guy who sat next to me, he turned in this really sloppy piece of work. I don't know if it was done in pencil or pen, but it was not pristine like mine. And when we got the papers back, I couldn't believe it. He got a B plus, and I got a C. I never got C's. I was kind of upset. So, kind of like Jonah, I went to the teacher and I said, I don't understand. He had misspellings, it was sloppy. I mean, mine was a really decent looking piece of work. And she said, that's just it. It was decent. It wasn't your best work. You can do better. He can't. Don't compare yourself to him. Be in competition with yourself. Wow. Now that has served me in good stead for a good 40, 50 years. That seems like a long time. But once I stopped looking outside myself and started doing the best that I could do with whatever the task was, I'm really not good at chemistry, but I do the best that I can with what I do know. And I'm satisfied with that. God's like that with us too. He doesn't want us to be some perfect something over here, but He loves what's inside of us. And He wants us to be the best we can be. So I try every day of my life to be the best Linda I can give. Some days are better than others. And you know what? That's okay. Because no matter what I do, As long as I do it to the best of my ability, I know that I can love myself, and even more importantly, that God loves me just as I am, and He loves you too. Have a good day. God bless.